Welcome back to Omni Garage. Today we've got something that we've never done before. We are sitting in a Tesla Model 3 and we're testing this out on the motorway in Auckland. Well, we will be very shortly. So this is all first impressions is driving this Tesla. In terms of the driving modes right now, if we have a look at the screen, we have it set in standard acceleration, standard steering mode, and we've got the regenerative braking turned on. And I'm not even needing to touch the brake pedal at all to stop. So I've got it now because I'm on the hill, but you could pretty much do single foot driving. Looking at this here, this is amazing. It just picked up that a motorbike went past us. So the cameras around this car, there we go, another one. I knew a motorbike was coming before we even got there. So this is the Model 3, which is the long range model. I'm not 100% sure in terms of the range of this. I think it's somewhere around the 460 kilometers, which to be completely honest, I think is more than what you'd need in an electric vehicle. You know, it gives you the freedom to go and do long driving. It feels very short. I don't know if you can see at the front there, but I can't see that hood tapers off so quick. It almost feels like the front of the windscreen is where this car finishes. So it definitely has a really small feel to it. But what we're going to do, we're going to get on the motorway and plant our foot down a bit, but we'll try out autopilot.
So my first impressions of this car, it seems very simple. So if you look along here along your dash, it's all nice clean line. We've got our one display here in the middle, which is basically like a huge iPad, and there's no sort of dials or gauges or anything like that. You can just see straight out the front windscreen there. Everything you see here is on your big iPad here, and we've just entered onto the motorway. So, whoa, she's got some zip. Wow, that is like instant acceleration.
It's instant torque. Like that's the first time I put my foot down, and
holy moly,
it's single gear, so there's no shifting or changing. You're not going to feel any jerkiness. But this is the long range model, so it's not Tesla's highest in performance. But wow, that torque, whoa, instant torque.
That was incredible. That was just straight, no wind up, no turbo spooling or anything like that. Just straight into it. So that's instant.
So right now we've got a projected 307 kilometer range,
and we're sitting at 82% battery power. So
whereabouts? We see 82. I can't see that. Oh, okay, 82%. So yeah, 307. And I guess people have really given it a bit of a go through there. I love the way that I have this set up right now with this regen braking. It'd be really interesting to turn this off and turn it to low. Yeah, so that I can feel that straight away. The roll is a lot more, whereas the standard slows you down, and I can stop pretty easily.
So you can pretty much stop without having to put your foot on the brake.
Yeah. So I think we can go. Yeah, we can chuck it in to have a look at a camera at the rear, and I mean this is my view. So talking about how I can't see the front of the car there, it's certainly something very different. This feels quite crazy. Autopilot, we got this set to a cruise following distance of 4. Auto steer, we'll have a look at this. This is gonna speed limit warning display. Yeah, this all looks good. Now our only problem is traffic. And it is hot in here.
So I like everything that's on the one display, you haven't got all these little dials and all these little gauges to touch. It's just all in there, literally like using an iPad.
Look at this. So there's no vents. And there is a vent, but they're not adjustable. It's all done through.
All comes out of here. I can feel it all coming out through the slit. It's all one, and it's basically one big vent.
We can change where the air is coming. Look at this. So we can change up, down, or side to side. So I've got more air coming through the middle. Look at that. So air sending up. So it's basically visualizing exactly where the air is going to be coming.
And I think on the same, if I do it on this side,
you can change your air.
I can do my side as well. So the user interface of this is somewhat that you haven't experienced before in any other cars, you know?
No, this is fantastic.
And then this is the center console. It's just plain. This looks like it's all piano black, but it's just clean line. There's nothing.
I believe there's a wireless phone charger. So if you set the phone on this pad here, that's wireless charger.
Oh, cool.
Which is pretty cool. I find that's a bit tough to actually close.
That's soft closing.
Yeah. So that's cool having the wireless phone charger right there as an option.
Whoa.
Wow.
That feels like you're almost going to pass out.
That torque. Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
I feel like I need one of these.
I feel like I need
in my life.
I feel like I need a handle to hold on to, because you can see I'm on the camera here and you can see me moving backwards and forwards.
It's crazy how there's no sound. There's no sound to this car, and you'd think that you'd hear a lot of road noise. There is a sound when you put your foot down. Oh, far out.
That actually makes me feel sick.
I will get demonetized on YouTube if I say the words I want to say. This is incredible. And just the feeling of the regen braking, and every time I take my foot off the accelerator, it's putting more energy back into the battery, so it's actually charging us up.
Wow.
So
that acceleration is something I've never felt before. It literally feels like you're sitting on a roller coaster and it's just taken off. That's how it feels.
And what we've got to remember is this is not Tesla's quickest car. You know, they've got cars that are going to do this at least a second faster to 100. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the autopilot on. Keep your hands on the wheel. Okay, so it's driving itself now. I meant to keep my hands on the wheel, and I think it will remind me to if I'm not, but I'm going to go completely hands-free here just to see how it's going to do, keeping us in this lane.
Hands-free, and we are turning around the corner right now.
So no feet at all, and now we're going to come up to a stop here. I don't know if I'm going to trust.
So the traffic's braking here, and let's see what happens. So is it doing it for you? Nothing?
I haven't touched it yet. My foot's on it.
And we are slowing down, and it's sensing that car there.
I haven't touched anything yet.
And it's done it all for us.
I'm almost about to, because it just doesn't feel right. What I'm doing now.
And as this car's pulling away from us now, you can see we're accelerating, and you haven't put your foot down at all.
I have. It's hovering over the brake just in case. See, it sensed right there that a car was about to pull into us.
And it stopped for us.
And it stopped us almost immediately. It's going to sense this one too.
And there we are.
Stop for us.
And it's done it.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty. That is pretty cool. Okay, we're gonna hit the gas now. Yeah, it's there's no engine noise to it, obviously, but you hear a bit of a
a bit of a wind, and it's just instant, and it's pushing me back in the seat.
So that's just
you can see me going backwards.
I think it's when you go right foot to the floor. So like 3, 2, 1. It's easily the acceleration of that is easily the most force I felt pushing me back to the thing, because it's instant. There's no.
It's instant, and it's really it's hard to explain.
It's
it's hard to explain what I'm feeling, but I'm just getting pushed back, and it's completely instant, and there's no noise. It literally feels you're sitting in a seat, and that's it. There's nothing. It's actually the noise you're hearing is more of the wind going past the car rather than the engine. Yeah.
Absolutely unreal. The regen braking is really strong. So you take your foot off and it slows you down really quick. So that's probably a setting that, to be honest, after 5 minutes of driving, I would probably turn it into low, just to get a feel.
So that you feel like you've got more control over the braking?
Yeah, it's still, we'll leave it in standard, because this is obviously, we want to get the full Tesla experience. This is interesting, you know, knowing that that's a van coming up next to me, you know, another one. We got another van? Yeah, we do. It's able to pick up what type of cars are heading past us, and I can see that a car's coming on here quicker than I can in my rear vision mirror, or by looking in my peripheral vision. You don't want heated seats.
Heated seats.
A wee bit warm for that.
So these are all your controls on the bottom. We've got music volume. You've got all your airflow, how hot we've got it in here, our fan settings, heated seats, all that kind of stuff. So you've got your usual things, but it's just on this iPad-like display. Yeah, and there's our battery settings there, so we're at 81%. So
this thing's incredible. So autopilot, I'm going to try turn it on again now. Okay, so my autopilot's on, so this is probably a good use case. I think, yeah, the highway driving is where you're going to want to use autopilot. Autopilot's turned on right now. It's obviously picked up the lane, so the blue markers are the lane. We've got our max, so it's picked up what the speed limit is in the area. It's doing that based on the cameras around the vehicle. And then we're setting a max, so we could tap into this and go, look, we actually want to be able to go 85, but it's not going to take us over the speed limit. I'm completely off here, I'm off here. You're meant to have your hands on the wheel. I can get my hands on the wheel pretty quick if I need to. But just the, right now, you know, I'm not, normally if I'm sitting in traffic like this, I'm constantly foot on the brake, foot on the accelerator, it's actually foot on the clutch as well. This would probably take your stress out of, see, down here, no hands. It'll probably take your stress out of driving.
Especially if you were like a city commuter and you spend a lot of time in traffic, this would be good for you. You're not riding the clutch, you're not having to think about brake on, accelerator, changing gears,
no.
Hill starting, etc. like that. You can just sit here and just
well, I mean,
enjoy it.
we could sit here and just have a conversation, have a...
Yeah, not having to think about what's going on.
It's taking care of everything for us.
Yeah, I think this is where this would work really well.
So I think if you're a driver, you know, you've got a Tesla, or you're doing a lot of this type of driving and you end up fatigued at the end of the day because you're spending an hour doing this, you know, this is not a substitute where you can sit here and read a book. I'm sure you could, it's probably not safe, but you know, I can sit here, I can relax, I can kind of take in my surroundings. I'm not constantly thinking brake, no, go, brake, no, go. Yeah. When I'm driving 16 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
And in here, right, I can go and I can change. At the moment, we've got a cruise follow distance of 4, so if I did want to narrow it because people were coming in, I could do that. Yeah, but this, I think, is one of those things that if I was doing this driving every day, I already want a Tesla after driving this for 10 minutes, but
yeah,
this is one of those things where I'll be like, I need this.
Yeah.
Spending an hour in this every day to come home.
And personally, I haven't been a quick adapter of this type of car and this type of technology, but I've sat in here we've been recording for 14 minutes, so I've been in here 14 minutes and I'm really impressed. Tesla have done a great job here, and the types of features that I'm seeing here, I'm really impressed, and so this is holding really good things for the future. So the first thing is trying to...
Okay, so it's saying car's off. So we're going to use our key card here. Foot on the brake, cool, car's on.
Car's on, right.
Right.
And then I think you got your sort of lever here, which is kind of like park, neutral, reverse, drive, etc.
Yeah.
So I'm currently in neutral. I think one flick up for reverse.
Yep. That's it. So we'll go back a little bit.
So,
oh, it's touchy, man.
She is a bit touchy. And then
down.
Neutral, drive.
Down. Yep.
Down hard.
We're in drive.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
We're off.
First impressions of the electric car. And this is actually my first experience, and I think it's yours as well, of any type of electric car. I've never driven a hybrid.
Never driven anything.
So we're going straight to the to the Rolls Royce of electric vehicles, right? Oh, gee. When you don't expect that.
When you don't expect, it's instant. It's instantaneous. And it's probably a bit better because I've got something to hold on to here, but passengers don't, and it's just, you don't expect it, and it's just completely, where do I go? Straight here?
Straight, yeah, just follow these maps. We're going around onto the highway. Alright.
So it's very comfortable. Everything's set up quite nicely. I got full display. I feel comfortable driving this.
Here we go. Oh,
and as soon as I take my foot off the accelerator, it doesn't stop, but it just eases back the power.
So we're just having a debate here about the self-driving. So we've got it in autopilot mode at the moment. Which
so we've just driven through a tunnel, and I've had trucks either side of me. Trucks are swerving in and out, and it's like, hang on, I just gotta sort myself out here. About, you know, do we feel safe? Do I feel comfortable about this? And it's sort of a nervy feeling. I don't feel. Okay, so this should be telling me.
You're meant to be up there.
Am I meant to have been up there?
Yep. That's right. We can go.
We are making lots of mistakes at the moment about where we should be going. We've gone from a 20-minute round trip to 18 minutes still left to go.
We'll be about 20 minutes late back at the dealership, but it's giving us a good experience in here. Autopilot's something you would get used to, and I think you would love it in stop-start traffic.
And I think for us, this is foreign here in Auckland. I don't know where I'm going. I'm relying on maps and stuff, and I'm also foreign car trying to drive itself. I think potentially that is something that you will like. But it's definitely comfortable to drive. I feel comfortable in here.
Yeah, yeah, I would definitely agree. It just feels so different.
Yeah.
It's not a normal, it doesn't feel like you're driving a normal car. You know, it feels like a spaceship, especially when you put your foot down. Just the noise of the accelerator, or the lack of noise.
Yeah.
It's not anything that I've ever been exposed to before.
It's easy to drive, you know. I don't have to think about changing gears. I don't even have to think about using the brake. Which I don't know if that's a good thing, because you may become a lazy kind of driver.
Well, I mean, with autopilot, yeah, you would become a lazy driver.
And you
wouldn't
sort of lose your driving skills. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I'm sure time and evolution will tell us that, won't it?
Fortunately, we can't use this on the highway anymore, but be able to probably have a few more little squirts of acceleration. I guess it wouldn't really be a squirt anymore, would it? Because we're not squirting any fuel. Just using battery power. So I mean, we've been mucking around. We've gone down 4% in the battery, so we're sitting at 77% there at the moment. I mean, we've had a few hard acceleration pulls. Played around with it a wee bit. So we're just heading into, we can see the Sky Tower in the distance there, so we're getting close to the Tesla dealership. So all in all, first impressions of an electric car, I wouldn't say I'm converted, but man, this is something that I would love to own at some point.
Yeah.
And I think it's the acceleration and the technology. Those are the two things that get me in this.
Yeah. The power delivery is instant and it's super impressive, and I love this convenience display and the clean lines. And from a detailing perspective, trying to do an interior clean here would be pretty easy, I think.
I mean, look, you're just wiping down one large surface here. There's nothing to get around. You do have the piano black down here, which probably would scratch up, but again, you could apply some type of film to that, because it's a one large surface area with no buttons or anything. There's no buttons anywhere in here.
Yeah.
The only two controls you've really got button-wise in the vehicle are on that steering wheel.
Two here,
and two there.
and there's a few here, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And I mean, in terms of the interior fit and finish, you know, this is Alcantara, or Alcantara-like material on the side. It feels really premium in here. Really like this wood grain. I didn't think I would like it looking at pictures, but it's definitely growing on me sitting in here. This feels like a really minimalistic car.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Really minimalistic. So, and I guess those are our first impressions of driving a Tesla Model 3. So, we hope that there's plenty more content like this to come, and hopefully in the future we've got a car like this coming to the channel.
Yeah.
So please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It helps us continue to do cool things like this. And hey, who knows? It may end up with us having one of these one day that we can do all sorts of things to and have play around with.
So that's just about it from Omni Garage. If you've got any sort of comments or anything you want to say, please put a little note down below and we'll find it. And please hit the subscribe button to keep the content coming.